International?
Certification International is an organization that offers continuous professional development. What I mean by continuous professional development, we give people an opportunity to be able to move from informal apprenticeship to actually being certified in their job function. An informal apprenticeship is someone who will be actually doing the skill. For example, they may be working in a auto shop or they're doing woodworking, and they really don't have the certification to support them. So, or the certificate to support them. So we do the introductory certifications for that. So Certification International is about being able to get the quote-unquote knowledge to complement the skill that you're already actually doing in whatever vocation that you're doing.
So basically it's like getting certified in a hobby or something that you really enjoy, or?
That's a good question. Actually, one of our students, he has retired and he has a hobby, which is woodworking and carpentry. Never thought in his life that he'll actually do that, and he came by us and he purchased a program from us, and he's studying woodworking and carpentry right now. And he has taken it up as a hobby, but yet still woodworking and carpentry can also be money making, or it could be unemployment. So you could be self-employed, or you could be working at an organization as a carpenter, and you can still be certified in it. So I'm glad you raised that, because we actually have programs in garment construction. We have certificates in tattoos. Anybody wanted to do tattoo designs and actual thing when they go and do it on their skin. I don't know what they want to call that, but we have that as well. We have baking, people who want to understand how international baking practices are and what are some of those types of pastries and stuff. So yes, we do have all of those types of programs that are available that you can get a certificate in, and they're specialized. I guess those types of ideologies or opportunities are good for you. So you can specialize in a particular field. So yes, so we have certificates for those types of things. It could be for a hobby, or it could also be for something that you can use to build an income.
So I heard you mention that you have baking and tattoo making programs. Do you have any programs for like more serious classes like
professionalism
marketing?
and that kind of thing? Yeah. So yes, so we do have programs that are for professionals. We have HR, human resource management. We have strategic development. We have marketing as well as not only just marketing to physical or social marketing, but we have digital marketing as well. We also do business processes. We also do programs that are geared towards inventory. We have inventory management. What else? We have accounting programs. We have finance programs as well. So the platform, what I like about this particular platform, it's pretty diverse. We cover a lot of industries, both trade, vocational. We also do professional, that is business management as well. So the platform is very diverse. The person just want to have an idea as to what they want to upskill by, or what they want to get reskill into, and what they want to actually pursue as a knowledge opportunity, as opposed to just getting into it and not really knowing what is the accepted standards and jargon in the particular field that they're interested in.
Okay, so I have a question. What makes Certification International different from other schools and other courses?
Right. So Certification International, our delivery in our programs are all online. So what I like about it is the online opportunity allows you to be flexible with your study. So it is self-paced, online, and independent learning. Self-paced meaning that you are given a module on a weekly basis, and within that week you have time to finish off the module. And as well as independent learning. Independent learning means that you access the platform or your program course when you have the time to do it. It is not governed by instructor or tutor led. So that means you don't have to meet an instructor via Zoom or via meeting for you to actually do your learning or study. So it is done through independent learning. What I do, I advise my students that they could actually watch a video, because it's done through videos. Deliverables are done through videos, downloadable prints, as well as presentations. So once you have access to internet connection, you can be able to go on to your platform and you can do your study at that point in time. And also what I like about the particular opportunity, you have lifetime access to the resource, meaning that even upon completion of the program, you still have access to go back into it and be able to review the information and knowledge that was shared. What we do, we try to make the particular program current as possible, so ever so often we may download and upload the current information onto the program that's already completed. So that lifetime access will always keep you, quote unquote, in the know as to what is taking place in the study that you would have done.
All right. So you just said how you was just mentioning about the classes and how each teacher, not each teacher, I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my words. You just mentioned how the syllabus is always accessible for the students, right? So how in-depth are those syllabuses?
Great. So the modules, and I'm glad you asked that question. One of the students who are presently studying, he had done a particular program, a professional diploma in supply chain and logistics management, and he's now doing the CPD with us. And I asked him, I said, I was kind of surprised that you had done that one before. Why is he doing this now? And he was like, actually what he's doing now, he has realized that it is so much more in depth. He's learning so much more than what he would have learned prior. And I was like, really? He said yes, because this is a bit more expansive in knowledge, and because it just deals with literally just supply chain and logistics, he is getting his 12 modules, so 12 modules, 12 weeks of information that is only applicable to supply chain logistics management. Now I want to say that because the CPD programs, what they do, and that's what is continuous professional development, they will zone in to exactly what you need to be effective in your job function, and this is what he wants to study, and he's getting all the necessary knowledge for that. And that is the supply chain logistics management program. And what he also said, it's pretty easy, because you have 1 week to complete each module, and he's finishing it off before the week is completed. So besides being in depth in content, the program is also very user friendly, so that it's easy for you to be able to learn from it.
Well, speaking of user friendly, what is the age range of all these programs?
Great, good question. We do based on what is required by the student. We have introductory levels and we have advanced levels. What I will usually do, I prefer to do a consultation with the person and identify where they're at. So for example, someone who may now come out from secondary school, because of their qualifications they received at that level, they may be able to go on to a middle level, as opposed to someone in my consultation, they may have to start off at introductory. So once, it all depends on the person's aptitude to be able to do the program, and that will be done upon consultation. And then as well as the age, we have CXC maths. We have all CXC papers on the platform. So persons who are studying CXC now and they want to get that additional, opportunity to practice and to learn in a different context, we have that. So that would be like persons who I remember a lady who have a child in Form 2. She called me and she's like, can my child do the practice papers you all have? And I'm like, Form 2? I said, thank God you're not my parent. But it is applicable for anyone. Once it is aligned to what it is you want to study, And as I mentioned to you, I have someone who is retired and he's doing the program as well, and he's comfortable, in what he's doing. So the age range is applicable for anyone. The only concern that I would put there is the aptitude, meaning the ability to do it. And before you get into the program, we will do a short consultation with you to guide you along.
Okay, well, do you think that you said it is independent learning, right? So do you think that if somebody can't learn independently, don't have that kind of self-discipline, do you think that they should do these courses, or do you think they shouldn't?
Good. That's a very good question. Anybody who is not disciplined sufficiently in wanting to do the program, that is what I can say, that is a personal choice. You have to develop that intrinsic, what should I say, zeal. Intrinsic means that you have to develop that from inside of you, as opposed to extrinsic, where somebody have to encourage you. So personally, you must want that desire to do better, to become better. And once you have developed that, you will find the time and you will block the time to do it. As a matter of fact, we coach people in the online study. We have developed brochures and guides in our personal development plan, using our WIN strategies to really and truly help people nurture that intrinsic desire for them to want to do that program as an independent learner. And even though, anybody coming out from school, for you to be able to do well in your exams, you'll have to block time away from your classes in order to study and to repeat and practice before you can actually go into an exam. So coming out from there, you must be able to at least should have developed some ability to study on your own, and then as you go forward in life, that intrinsic personal motivation is necessary for you to be on these programs. And that only comes because if there's a desire of self-development, really, it's really up to you what you so desire.
So how much courses can you do at once if you're able to do it? How many courses? So let's say you're doing nothing, you have nothing to do, you want to do courses. How many do you think should be the normal?
That's a good question. The maximum number of hours I've seen per study for a course is 72 hours. So what that means, 72 hours per week and 48 hours per week. It all depends on the program. So imagine 48 hours per week. Sounds like, well, that's just 2 days, but a week has 7 days. So 7 into 48 is like between 6.5 hours per day. Sometimes are 42, right? So for one program, you have to set aside, or it's expected of you to spend not much more than 6 hours per day. Some people, the programmers, when they're developing a program, they're seeing a slow learner or someone who will take their time in their studies. The maximum amount of time they'll spend is 6 hours. There are those who have been liaising with, who are using the platform. They spend less than that, sometimes 2, 3, right? So if it is that it all depends on your ability to learn and how fast you learn, keeping in mind that the program content, the expected number of hours per day is about 6.5 hours, and that's maximum for probably someone who will take their time to learn. If it is that that you can learn better than that, well, and maybe 3, then you could probably do 2 programs.
Well, what if the person have like a full schedule?
Good question. So the full schedule, and this is why I like it, because again, that self-paced and independent learning, because you'll be able to access the platform anywhere, anytime, literally anywhere, anytime. Once it is that you have Wi-Fi, you can get onto the platform. Or if it is that you have the opportunity to download documents, so for example, if you're home, you don't have Wi-Fi on the outside here, I'm just going to download these documents on my phone or on my laptop, and you can carry it to work and you can read those PDF documents there. So it doesn't hinder you at all. from learning. You could watch your videos at home, and then when you go out there, you could read your documents, that kind of thing. So it's all up to you. You will be able to navigate how best you can use the platform to benefit you for your daily learning. But that's why I like it again, because I have a guy, he has 2 kids, and that was one of his concerns, if he's going to get time. And I explained to him, here, what you have your lunch hours at work, you can go get to work early and you can do some reading and stuff. And I spoke to him last, but I always keep in contact with my students, and he said he's doing pretty good. As a matter of fact, there's stuff that he's learning that he's applying to his job now, and that was comforting to me, because I'm seeing where he's getting that add value. So anytime, anywhere, and you'll be able to navigate the platform to suit you, so that you can do the learning to facilitate the anytime, anywhere concept.
But do you all have like an attendance percent rate? Is there a requirement for students to attend the classes? Like, do you see when they attend those classes?
Great question. So what we do, we don't judge our students by attendance, or I should say that we don't rate them by attendance. What we do, we rate them by how well they perform on the program. So at the end of each module, there is an assessment that has to be done, and it's advised that you get 80% and over on the assessment. So it's not like 80%. What the program, why 80%? We want to ensure that you learn, that you have actually gotten value for your money, yes. And so yes, we say 80%, and as I mentioned to you, it's not difficult and it's not hard. So at least the interpretation of it and the presentation of it is not difficult, right? So we would like you to really perform well, and upon receiving a certification, you can go. So attendance, what should I say, the measurement for performance is not based on attendance, but it is based on how well you do in the exam. Now, attendance part of it, yes, there is what we can do for the administrative functions. I can't track the students on the platform to make sure that they're going through the process properly, that they have no challenges, that sort of thing, because God forbid if something happens and they don't do 2 modules, that's 2 weeks, I'll be very concerned. So I'll reach out to them, find out what's happening. I'm sure some measure of what do you call that, relationship coming from the organization to ensure our students in the best place to really receive. So yeah.
Okay, but a concern that a lot of people have, are there any rules or policies to these programs? What kind of rules do you have?
Rules or policies. One thing a lot of people ask me with respect to the program is, I don't know if it's a rule or policy, but the validation of it. I don't know if I could probably address that here. Continuous professional development. So the continuous professional development is a new type of terminology that is being used within the region. We are accustomed to tertiary education, meaning you leave school, you get your degree, you get your master's, you get your PhD, that kind of thing, right? But there are certain associations and organizations like the medical fraternity, the engineering fraternity, and the accounting fraternity that requires you to practice something called CPD, continuous professional development. They name it differently, and why they do that? Because as a medical in the medical profession, you must stay current with recent technologies and new, new experiments or new inventions or whatever, so that you can remain in the know of what's taking place with people's bodies and health and that sort of stuff, right? Good. So the same analogy that is being used for the CPDs that we offer coming out from Certification International. So this particular program is certified or accredited by a group called the CPD group coming out from the UK. As a matter of fact, all our programs are UK developed, and it is developed from expertise and professionals in their respective industries, vocations. And they offer, so they bring that expertise to us, they bring that information to us, and they develop a course program. And what we do, we now have to carry that program and get it accredited and certified by the CPD group before it's even sold. what they'll ensure it's of international standard. It is of good quality to teach and train people, and then once we get that approval, then we be able to make it available. So it is a long process in actually bringing that program to the forefront and made available for persons to engage in it, so they could have continued knowledge, continued information, and to remain current with what's taking place in their particular field, so that'll make them more effective in what they do. Yeah. So I don't know how that goes with respect to rules and policies, but we, the organization, we do have our policies and we do have our guidelines, and we are very, very strict when it comes to ensuring that those are always upheld, to ensure that our students or expected learners get the best quality for them.
Well, are there any certificates in the programs? And if they are they digital or physical certifications?
Good. So at the end of the program, once you get the 80%, that is, at the end of the program, you're going to get a certificate. You must get 80% over, as I mentioned that before, and print it, and that is yours. What we will do to ensure that the organizations who you want to present the certificate to, you'll also get a letter from us at the administrative office highlighting the program that you did and a list of the modules that you did within the program, and we will supplement that with the certificate you're going to receive.
All right. So the ratings, how good these courses are. I know you mentioned before that you had some pretty good ratings. Some people saying that they learned a lot during the courses, but what are like the usual ratings of your programs?
Good. CPD, Continuous Professional Development, is a new terminology that is out there, and I want to be very mindful. It has not, like how you have tertiary education. Tertiary education has been around for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
So you have different universities like the Harvard University and the Anglo-Ruskin University and the Oxford University. They have been able to develop that what should I say? Not notion, but being able to develop that scheme of things where you can get a rating for. CPDs have not reached that value as yet, or that space as yet, to have ratings. What can happen is that what we do, you can look at the persons who would have created the programs. So, like for example, we will have engineers creating our programs, we have professors creating our programs, that kind of thing. So, if it is that you take CPDs globally and you try to rate them, you're not going to be able to do that. What you can do is to look at the quality that you're getting out of it. I guess that's one reason why the government thus far is not able to really and truly tell you, well, don't go to this institution, don't go to that one, because they're not giving value for money or whatever. You as a person have to understand what is value for money, right? And we know that unfortunately there are institutions out there that don't really give you value for money because of the limited amount of information you'll get in their CPD programs. But based on my experience at Certification International and watching the modules, which is always really intense, I can say that we are very good compared to the local market. I must admit that our programs are extremely well thought out, well structured, and very, very much has a lot of content. So that I have noticed, and again, students are coming back and telling me this.
So you mentioned about local institutions and things like that, but are there any students that are foreign, that are out of the country?
That's a good yes. We do have students on our application right now, and they are using it. As a matter of fact, Erica, where's my phone? She did say that, but she's doing IT and cybersecurity basics, and she said she's loving the program, she's loving the content, and she's learning so much, and she's out from Jamaica. We do have 2 other students coming out from St. Lucia as well, and we have a couple coming from Guyana. So the programs are very good. They are not just Trinidad and Tobago based alone. I would say the comments, but the compliments that we've been getting is not just local compliments, but definitely regionally we're doing really well as well.
All right, I'm on my last couple of questions, so I won't keep you here for too long. But um, the main concern for everybody is price and payment plans. What are your prices and what are your payment plans? Can you give me an example of how that looks?
Sure, no problem. So we have some really, the programs are for different periods of time. So we have programs going for 8 weeks, 12 weeks, and 33 weeks. And we have programs that are shorter than that as well. The ones, what we do, I'm not going to focus on it, but to get a structured payment plan option, I will start with those at 8 weeks. So the 8-week programs are for 900 TT, and then we have programs going for 3500 TT, and then for 4500 TT. Our payment plans for these programs are based on the time period. So 800, the one for 900 TT is for like about 2 months. So that's also for like 2 months thereabout. And I usually don't take a payment plan for that. If there's anything, I might just take about a little more than half, and then the next month you pay the other half, kind of thing. And then the others, we do a half down payment, and then you have the 3 months to pay it off. The 33 weeks one, that is like about close to 9 months thereabout. Yeah, 9 4 to 36, 9 4 to 36, 8 4 to 32. Right, good. So we can do a payment plan for an 8-month period. All right. So those are, but we do have payment plans available, as well as we do have banks that are willing to give loans for these programs. And until the end of the year, we do have discounts, discount specials of 15%, 15, that anyone want to do the program, they can get those done with us. So what we try to do, our thing at Certification International is developing the human capital. First up, that's what we want to do. We really want to be able to give people the opportunity to become better. And once someone becomes better, better for themselves, they also become better for the environment, and you know, they're more focused, they're willing to learn, they're more innovative, you know, they become more better problem solvers, that sort of thing. And you know, giving someone the opportunity to do that comfortably is what we really try to do. And so having a conversation with us, letting us know your situation, and we can see what we can do, that is not a problem.
So you can customize your payment plan if you want to?
Yes, if it is that someone wants to customize their payment plan, we can put something in place.
All right, well, last question, and a lot of people would like to know this. Where are you located, and where can we contact you?
Right, so we are located in El Socorro, San Juan. That's 46 Boundary Street, El Socorro, San Juan. Our contact numbers are 472-1107, contact number 472-1107, and other contact 610-7500, 610-7500. Those are 2 contact numbers. Or you can check our website. It is work, W-O-R-K, work dash or hyphen skills, skills.com. So it's work dash or hyphen there, skills.com. That's our website as well. What we have done, we have actually made everything electronic, because we have people calling us as far as Mayaro and Valencia, and they're really interested in the programs. If you want to do the payments via online transfer, we can do that for you. We have that electronic registration form, we can get it out to you. So you don't even have to come into us. We want to make it convenient for you so that you'll be able to start the programs whenever you need to.
Okay, well, Ms. Craigwell, that's all the questions I have. Thank you very much for being here and answering these questions that a lot of people have been asking. I hope you enjoy your day. I know that you have a lot of things to do.
Listen to me.
So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're most welcome, and take care, love. Have a great one.
Same
Bye,
to
guys.
you.